Opposite side of the picture is the direct counterpart of the tap, the circular screwing die. The die cuts an external thread. Dormer have manufactured many millions of high-speed steel dies to complete their comprehensive range of threading tools. Like the tap, there is more than one kind of die. They can be supplied either in solid pattern or split for adjustment. Dormer also produce an enormous range of special application dies for use on specific machines or in special tool holders. Swiss, claw, dome, auto index and acorn, to name just a few. In addition to circular screwing dies, Dormer make hexagon die nuts. These are intended only for hand tool use and are designed for cleaning up worn or damaged threads. The thread forming work of the die is done by the cutting edges. The clearance holes or face holes provide cutting edges and swarf clearance. The land is the threaded portion between the clearance holes. On adjustable split dies, the split and closing in dimples enable minor adjustments to be made to compensate for wear. To produce a circular screwing die, the steel bars are faced, drilled, chamfered and parted off to form a blank. The face is then ground to a close tolerance. The blank is notched and the closing in dimples drilled. On certain sizes of die, the lead is punched on this press. The face holes are drilled, and then the blank is marked with its size, thread form, and our name. The thread of dies and die nuts is produced with a master tap. The dies are heat treated to harden them, and again stringent standards are applied. To complete the process, the cutting faces are finish ground and the die is finally inspected. All Dormer tools are subjected to a thorough final inspection. For example, these taps have to meet rigid quality control standards before being passed for distribution. The finished tools are packed in our distinctive red and yellow boxes. Each has a protective sleeve to safeguard the cutting edges. They are then distributed to our own warehouses and to Dormer stockists in home and export markets. We have engineering distributors who can supply you with any Dormer tools in more than 120 export markets outside the United Kingdom. Many millions of Dormer taps and dies are in constant use on threading applications, large and small, throughout the world. For instance, tapping phosphor bronze collars for the lifting table mechanisms on milling machines. These spiral flute taps are tapping fixtures used in sophisticated plastic injection molding machines. This customer manufactures millions of brass screws to his specific requirements, using Dormer dies. The screws are used in the making of the familiar household electricity meter. Taps as small as 14 standard wire gauge are required for threading the holes in bicycle spoke nipples. The nipples retain the threaded end of the bicycle spokes in the rim of the wheel. These massive ship's propellers are tapped to enable them to be mounted on the drive shaft from the ship's engines. Holes up to 150 millimeters in diameter are also tapped in the boss to enable an eye bolt to be inserted. This is used to lower the propeller over the ship's side during the mounting operation. These threads bear the weight of manganese bronze propellers weighing up to 120 tons. This is one of the most vital parts of the revolutionary Sea Lion crane, developed for use on offshore oil rigs. Dormer taps are used in an SPV tapping attachment to tap retaining holes in the slewing ring of this new fast lift crane. Unlike conventional cranes, the Sea Lion has no counterweight or balancing system. This slewing ring and the bolts securing it are withstanding the full strain of the crane's boom and the 60-ton load. Airframe manufacturing requires accurate threading on extremely strong, lightweight metals. Like these components, used in the making of weapon bay doors with combined extra fuel tanks for these highly successful British aircraft. All part of the Dormer routine.